Hi, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Sandra and I am the owner and creator here at Midwest Charm. We specialize in upcycled, repurposed, vintage home decor and furniture, as well as gifts and all of your DIY needs. I carry 2 paint lines. I have Iron Orchid Designs. I have Roycycled Treasures. I have Connie Lines and Designs and more. Let's see, you guys can find us on all the social medias linked below, as well as our website, which is also linked below, www.midwestcharm.co, and our email is below too if you should ever want to reach out to us. Today's video is all about prepping for our Christmas open house. I have still been under the weather, hence, you know, my mismatched clothes, and anyways. And I sat and did a whole bunch of ornaments for the store and a few other smalls as well. I did use a bunch of the Iron Orchid Designs new Christmas release. I'll link below what I might have left and all of the products that I use. If you have any questions, reach out. Make sure to stick around to the very end, because you'll get finished quick views of all of my projects. We will be working on 4 projects today, and the first one is a silver-plated coffee pot, and we are going to be painting this red. We're using Country Chic Paint the Town, I believe is what it's called. This piece, I am not doing the spout, the handle, the lid, or the feet, and it's going to take me about 2 coats to get this done. So we are going to do about 2.5 coats on this piece, just to make sure that there's no streaking in there. This does give pretty good coverage on metal. I've not had any issues with it, but we are still going to make sure that we get it kind of gets streaky on metal. So I'm just making sure that we're getting all of that covered and going around all the handle parts and the base, and making sure that I'm leaving the silver parts silver that I want to leave, and getting the rest of this covered pretty well. You can see it's very easy to wipe off if you boo-boo. After we get all those coats on, we are taking Crimson Velvet, which is part of the new Iron Orchid Designs winter release, and I am going to be using the white owl from this. And I am going to cut around the edges to kind of make like little darts on there, so that since we are applying this on a rounded surface, that this will lay as flat as possible. So I'm going to go around the whole owl and either cut off some of the excess and then make little darts in so that it'll be easier to smooth out. And when I take off the backing and apply this, I'm going to just adhere it right in the center, right in the very center. You'll see me pushing down. And then I'm going to use my finger and work my way out one section at a time and apply this slowly. You can see me just kind of working my way around and peeling up that vellum. Guys, if you ever have part of the transfer that doesn't stick, just lay it back down and rub again until it stays down. This seems tedious considering I'm using my fingers, but this is what works for me on these rounded surfaces. I wanted to make sure to get very few wrinkles, and I didn't want to have any bubbles in there either. So just slowly peeling this up. You can kind of see the color change when it releases from that backing. And I'm just very slowly going through and getting that last little side. And then I'm going to take this vellum and burnish this piece in and get all the extra air bubbles out. And when I do this, y'all, I boo-booed and I used the piece that I had all the darts in, and it pulled up part of my owl. But I'm going to show you how I go ahead and fix that. I am digging in my paint bucket down by my feet, and I'm going to be using a white by Fusion, I believe it was Victorian lace, and then I'm going to be using DIY paint, weathered wood. And I am just going to go in and kind of stipple these 2 colors in there. and blend them up by stippling them. And you will never even know that this was red paint underneath. It looks just as good as it did before. And we do end up going in and completely sealing the painted parts, including over the transfer. So you can't even tell that this was a problem. I'm just blending the gray and the white together and just stippling and just adding the colors that I think I need in there. It kind of had some feather, like a feather look, so I made sure it had like that look to it too. I actually really love how this turned out. You would have never known that 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 part had been ripped off. It turned out so well. And then we are going to seal this up with Big Top by Debbie's DIY. And y'all, I have my order in. I'm just waiting on delivery of my paint. We are going to be carrying Debbie's DIY paint in our store, and the cottage colors as well. And I'm really, really excited about this. It's cannot wait to show you all the things you can do with this paint. It's going to be so good. So we are sealing this piece up. You'll see me smoothing it out in a few places. Um, but it turned out so pretty. Stick around to the very end and you'll see all these finished projects. I am so loving how this turned out, and I cannot wait to put some Christmas greenery in this. Project number 2, you saw me pull that forward there. It is actually a riser, and when I got this, there was a water stain inside of it, so I'm finally getting around to taking care of it. And I decided to use Carriage House by Fusion. It was in my Sonnets Makers box for October, and I am painting the base, and then I'm also going to paint the inside of the riser to get rid of that water stain that's in there. And you guys excuse my voice. I am still battling whatever I'm battling, and I'm struggling so bad. Um, and this is just going to get 2 coats of paint, and on the base and inside. I'm not doing the outside there. I have a plan, and we are, um, I think I did 2 coats of this. And then I'm going to go around the edge of the lip there, that rolled lip, to make it kind of look like reverse enamelware. So the inside of it will be painted, but not the outside edge, or the outside. This paint goes on really well on metal. It smooths out very, very nicely. And it actually had really good coverage. I was a little worried because it's a water stain that maybe it wouldn't work so well. Plus, this also has a built-in sealer, so I didn't even need to seal this piece. So we're just going to get this paint laid on. You can see me doing the edge here, and it's actually a really fairly simple and quick process. I know it looks like it may be complicated, but it really wasn't. So we are using Crimson Velvet again, and I'm going to take some of these garlands and use those on the two long sides. So I'm just going to trim out around these, and I think I had to trim off some of the excess on that bottom one too, just to make sure that I was able to line it up pretty much the same as how it was lined up for both sides. Super easy to apply this. You're just going to take the transfer stick, or your finger in my case, and rub this down and peel back that vellum. And I'm just kind of lifting it as we go. Oh, and then I take out my stir stick, because I think this was the day I had put the my transfer stick in a tote bag and left that one at home. As you can see, it goes a lot quicker with the stick. And then I'm just going to burnish this in. And I am going to seal this up with, what did I use on this? I believe I used the patina, the liquid patina, to give it more of a matte look like the galvanized already has. So I wanted to kind of keep it like that. And I do go around on all four sides with that to seal it in. And again, stick around. At the very end, I will have a quick picture of this. I can't wait to put stuff in this. I've got an apothecary jar filled with these little white birds that I think would look really cute sitting in here, and maybe some ornaments. I haven't decided yet. But I love having trays around for the Christmas season. A candle would be beautiful in this. Project number 3 is a really quick upcycle, and maybe not necessarily Christmas, but it is going in with my Christmas decor. It is just a mushroom that we bought at the thrift store that was totally worn and icky looking, and I am using Chateau by Fusion, and I'm going to be blending in some Prairie Gray to kind of give the stem and the underside of the mushroom top just some more dimension. So I don't even know how to word it, but just to give it some more dimension. So I will be getting the top done in red, and then this base in these two colors. I do, after everything's completely dry, I do go in and paint the bottom of this too, since I sanded off a bunch of the goop that was on there, and then just went ahead and painted it just the Chateau. So here I am pulling out, I believe this is Prairie Gray, and just kind of working that in and blending it in. Oh, it ended up looking great. And then we're going to go in with the Paint the Town and paint that. And I believe I did 2 coats of that on the top just to get that green covered up. I'm going to go around the bottom part first. And then I think I had to do one little teeny tiny spot of touch up. Right there, because I boo-booed. Alright. So we're going to do 2 coats of red on here. And cover up all that green. And we'll get this finished and then add some cute little dots. And I do believe, y'all, I forgot to hit record on the dots, but I did manage to do 1 or 2 of them so you guys can see how I do them and make them absolutely perfect. I'm going to take I believe I used the Chateau again. And after this red is completely dry, I dip the end of my brush and not the brush end, the base. There we go. And I just dot it where I want it, and it leaves these perfect, beautiful little dots, and you can put as many as you want. Project 4, I was so excited to do. We are using amazing casting resin. It's the 10-minute stuff. And we are going to be making some ornaments. And I am, first of all, using my scissors to open these, you guys. And just so you know, I am in a very well ventilated room. And I am pouring equal amounts of part A and part B. And putting them in the bigger cup and stirring them until it's clear, and then pouring. And then you will see them start to turn once they are, like the mixture gets all heated up. And oh, I love using resin. It's actually really fun. And y'all, these were brand new when I started today. And I have enough left to do, I think, 1 more set of 2-sided tapers. So I've been like cruising. I love this silicone set. I will actually link it below. I use this for my resin because you can just let it dry, pop it inside out, and peel all the resin off. And it works so good. It is my favorite way to do it. Instead of the little plastic cups that come with it. This way it's easy cleanup. And it's, yeah, makes it so much easier. I'm so excited about these. I also poured a cloche today too, and there they are getting all white, and I popped them all out, and we are getting ready to paint. I'm going to be using Paint the Town, Starstruck, and Hollow Hill, and they all got 2 coats except the red. I had to do 3 coats of the red. It was still pretty streaky after the 2. So these are all getting 2 coats. As you can see, this is the 2nd coat, and it's much better coverage with this. And I am leaving the toppers on all of these because I am going to go in with a Rub and Buff and fill that in. Oh, you guys, the texture on these molds, this is the Biblots, is vintagey looking. Oh, it's beautiful. I had to do dark wax on them. You know I did. I don't show it on here, but I did. And now we're starting the red, and you'll see how this one's just a little bit more streaky. And I'm using a small artist brush so I can get up underneath the little ornament topper there. And I want to do a ton of these little light bulbs like this. I am obsessed with them. They are so stinking cute. And I also forgot to record, but I did just use hot glue and some twine just to glue on a little like hook. Which, you know, maybe in hindsight, I should have used the bigger brush because this is taking forever. But yeah, these turned out so pretty. And I'm just using, when we get to it, just different. I wonder if I show you guys. I think I might have just cut them all out. But I am going to add some of the transfers. They did make these transfers the perfect size to put them onto the ornament. So I cut out, however, not on those little light bulbs, those ones that I'm doing right now. I did not put any transfers on those. I just sealed those up with Big Top so that they had like a gloss to them. And the other ones, I just used liquid patina. But these turned out so stinking cute, especially once I added in that dark wax too. That kind of sat in all those little vintage, like wear on there, and in the topper part that's gold. Totally amazing. I had fun picking out all the transfers to use too. There's so many good ones in the transfers that look so good on these. I'm gonna I think do some gold the tinsel tomorrow. You can see, I think this was coat 2, and you can see it still needs one more coat. It just was streaky in a few spots. All right, and now we are adding, and I'm using all 3 of the transfers for this. So I used kitschy, I used crimson velvet, and what is the third one, y'all? Yuletide. I used all 3, bits and pieces of all 3, and I did leave this one white and didn't do anything to it. Just added this, sealed it up, and then I do have the gold on the top too, and it might be one of my favorites. It is so gorgeous. And then I just go through all of them, pick out one to go on each one, and use my little transfer stick and rub these babies down, peel them off, and seal them all up when we're done. And you guys, wait until you see how beautiful these turned out. On these ones, they're just one-sided, so I have to figure out how to completely finish off the back, but I really love how they turned out. They're so precious. And here's our final project. You guys, which one is your favorite? I think the owl coffee pot might be mine, but to be honest, I'm loving every single one of these. So what did you think? Which was your favorite item? I would have to say the coffee pot I love. I absolutely love it. But you guys, I'm really, really digging the resin ornaments. I'm going to work on some double-sided ones next. Should I do a video? Let me know below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye.